Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me once again. This is your favorite show, Two Kids, One Doctorate, with your host, Dr. Soyna Quesada. Today's episode will be about how to let go of anger and resentment. No worries, I won't begin to tell you that being angry is not acceptable. Anger is a healthy emotion. It is. I mean, how else could we, when we receive an action or we receive words or there's a situation that makes us angry, if there was no anger reaction or no anger emotion, what else would there be? So let's connect with understanding that it is a healthy emotion. What is not healthy is to stay there. I can tell you from my own experience that if you allow anger to take over your thoughts, and allow it to overshadow your other emotions, it can have an effect on your mental well-being as well as your physical well-being and your emotional well-being, because now anger is capitalizing on your health. And so how do we as individuals practice techniques and have strategies to help us through those phases when we do get angry? How do we let go of anger? And this can be an individual approach. Letting go of anger. How do we talk ourselves through that emotion? I have to tell you that honestly has not been easy. An easy emotion to process for me. I've had many instances in which I felt anger so deeply that it was very hard to get out of it. And so, what I have learned in the last year or so is that I get to control how long I stay angry. I get to decide at which point I allow the anger to consume me. And I started doing it and practicing it in small versions of it. So I'd started working on it by not allowing smaller situations to make me angry. And so whenever I felt that emotion coming up, what I would do is I would try to analyze where it was coming from, why it was coming up. Usually, anger is connected to another emotion. Something triggers your being, something triggers your heart, your soul, your mind, and it takes you to that angry place. And so for those smaller, I would call them smaller for now, but they're not necessarily small because a lot of times we do give them a big reaction. And so when you have those instances in which you can catch yourself, how do you then center yourself? You breathe, you take a walk, you meditate, you pray, you begin to feel where that anger is rooted. It could be fear, it could be hurt, it could be embarrassment, it could be that it brings back memories from other times in your life when other folks have done similar things and you've felt similar ways. And when that happens, we have to decide that it will not take over us and that we have the power to redirect that emotion to somewhere positive. It is not easy to do and it takes practice. However, it is important that you begin to practice it. As soon as you have the available opportunity, and we're humans and we deal with other humans, and I assure you that it won't be long until you are in a situation in which you are feeling angry. And the first thing that you are going to do is pause. Pause. Don't let that anger become bigger than it is at that moment. Give yourself some space. Give yourself some space away from the person or the system or the people. Or perhaps it could be as simple as being angry because your remote control is not working. Give yourself some space. And then come back to it. Start dissecting why it's making you angry. Get to the root cause of it. And then decide that you won't spend any more time on it. Sounds so simple, and I promise you it is simple. For you to decide, I'm not dealing with it anymore. I won't allow it to take over any more space in my heart. I will not allow it to grow into something worse, such as hate. And part of this work is making sure that we are protecting ourselves. A lot of times when it comes to that emotion of anger, we are providing and supporting that anger with a lot of energy, when that energy can be redirected somewhere else into another aspect of your life. My go-to is always direct that energy into love. Love is the strongest of all energies. And with anger, if you allow it to sit there for too long, it does grow roots. And those roots then spread. And before you know it, there's a forest of trees rooted in anger. You can choose love and you can choose happiness. I promise you will get better at it. Things won't make you angry. Things won't get under your skin like they do now. You are powerful beyond measure. Choose freedom. Choose love. Choose happiness. Choose your well-being.